What's going on, everybody? Justyn coming at you. We have a fresh new article here. I figured we could just go like old times and read this together, and I think we're gonna do just that. So I haven't read this yet. I just pulled it off and decided to go through each page and screenshot it, and we're gonna read it together and see what it says. So I'm pretty sure a lot of it's stuff we've all heard before, but you know what? Just for the heck of it, let's read this one together, shall we? Okay, and we're starting this one off with some pretty shocking news and some shocking details, which I'm sure we all know so well. Anyways, Gypsy Rose Blanchard has been opening up about her future, including whether she and her boyfriend, Ken Urker, plan to get married and have a second child together. I think we've seen separate articles on this same two topics. Now I guess they're just going to combine them into this one. I don't know. It's like they're running out of stuff when it comes to Gyp, and it's just like they're just recycling stuff at this point. I don't even know why we're even bothering with this, but I guess we're gonna do it anyway, you know? What else do we have to do on TikTok? I'm certainly not gonna do any of those stupid dances, that's for dang sure. Speaking with People, the Lifetime reality star said she is a former Lifetime reality star. They didn't give her a third season. Sorry, Gypsy. The Lifetime reality star said she is open to tying the knot with Urker despite her bad history with marriage. Well, I'm not sure if you would consider what you had with Ryan a marriage. I think that was just your little rebound and just person. He was a plot device to make sure you look good on paper for parole. That's exactly what it was. Ryan was a plot device that was disguised as a marriage. That's what that was. So bad history? No, just she was just a spectacle of her own manipulation tactics, and she used Ryan just for that. She was previously married to Ryan Anderson, yes we know, while in prison, but the pair divorced just months after Blanchard was released in December 2023. You mean Ken went and knocked her up within 10 weeks? Yeah, I guess that kind of could be considered months. A couple, not 2.5 months, 10 weeks. Yeah, so I wonder why that didn't work out. Alright, what else does it say? After her separation from Anderson, Blanchard rekindled, and then it moves on. So let's see what else this says. Urker previously proposed to Blanchard in October 2018 when she was serving a 10-year prison sentence for her part in the 2015 murder of her mother, Dee Dee. Well, at least we're not trying to downplay that, you know. Well, I mean, at the same time, they're not going to tell the full truth with it either, but, you know it is. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm already seeing the M word coming up here. I'll tell you, here it is. Blanchard was a victim of Munchausen syndrome by proxy. You know, they can just never leave that out, can they? They just have to put that in there when it's just like it flies in the face of, just a complete lie. Anyone that read the FOIAs, and even by her own admission, especially when it comes to the microdeletion, that no Munchausen by proxy ever took place. And by the way, and this is especially to Bree, the person that said that this was the worst case of Munchausen by proxy ever saw, that same doctor said that Gypsy was also sociopathic. Yeah, I like how her supporters kind of leave that out, The same doctor that claimed the Munchausen also said Gypsy had very big traits of sociopathy. So let's not leave that little detail out. Either he's credible or he's not. You can't cherry pick that. But anyways, a disorder where a parent or guardian makes up fake symptoms or causes real symptoms to make it look like the child is sick. No, not mix up symptoms, not fake them. Causes is correct. They got the second part of that right. Munchausen by proxy is where you cause the symptoms to happen. And in Munchausen by proxy, you can fact check me on this right now, the victim does not fake illnesses, does not fake or malign or malinger any sort of illnesses. That's not what Munchausen by proxy is. That's being a con artist. That's being a liar. But that's not Munchausen by proxy. Munchausen by proxy is where the person perpetrating it actually causes illness on the person, whether it's giving them, putting salt in something to make their sodium levels go up, or give them some sort of medication they don't need to induce some sort of sickness. This, from what we all know, never happened to Gypsy. She never said, my mother gave me this and I felt like this, or I was really sick when I had this. No, she was shocked that, she said, I always knew I could walk. I never felt sick. Nope. Kind of got cut off here, but it says engagement before reuniting on August 29th. I'm assuming when Ken and Gyp got back together. However, they split again and didn't reconnect until Blanchard's separation from Anderson in April 2024. Yeah, when, again, Gypsy was out on the streets for like not even 3 months. She just couldn't wait, could she? Moving right along. They first met, she told People, we have been together we've been through more than most couples have, and have had challenges that would break many couples, but we still stand strong, and I don't ever see that changing. Well, I don't know what it is you guys go through, but I'm pretty sure it's quite interesting. How come we never see... Oh, actually, no, we do see some of the cracks come through the mirror once in a while, but I would really like to be a fly on the wall in Ken and Gypsy's little living situation one day. I think it would be very interesting. However, Blanchard noted that while, quote, having his last name would be nice, marriage isn't the be-all and end-all. To me, both and Ken, even though it's not on paper, we still consider ourselves united in our love for each other, she added. It's like, I love how she's always trying to speak for him. It's like, you never see one of these tabloids ever quoting Ken. It's always Gypsy saying stuff on his behalf. You know, it's never like People ever reaches out to him and gets his I guess, quotes on this, and, gets his, feedback on this. It's always Gypsy speaking for him and always speaking for their situations. Like, she's the one that's standing out in front of him and being like, this is what we believe and this is what we're doing and this is how it is. It's just like, man, Ken, grow a spine. You know what I mean? Start speaking for yourself. And then most of this, even when I had Ken on my, live, as nice as he was, it just sounded like he was repeating stuff that, Gypsy prepared for him on a teleprompter or something. It was talking points that we've heard all before, just coming from him. It was just basically him repeating her narrative, tit for tat, to a T, and it's like there was nothing else to it. It's like I felt like we were just talking to Gypsy through somebody else. That's pretty much, every single one of her supporters, except for, Bree puts her own little personality on the stuff she says about Gypsy. But I was just told by somebody in my inbox, I was DM'd and saying that I think Bree's going to do a live where she's going to, quote, debunk Becca's scoops. I don't know how she's going to do that. And then proclaims that she's never going to talk about Gypsy again after that. If true, I would be very surprised if Bree never talks about Gypsy again. Because what else would Bree talk about? I mean, she essentially lives vicariously through Gypsy. I can't see her, discarding a major part of her life that she has put all these hours into, Dr. Bree. You know what I mean? She's a doctor, she's a philosopher, she's a scientist, she's got all these credentials, self-proclaimed, and she can explain all the FOIAs, she can explain all the medical records, she can explain all of it without having to have one day of any education in any of those fields. But she can explain it all. She knows it all. She's got it. She's smarter than you. Don't you get it? She's smarter than you. She doesn't need to go to med school. No. She knows better than any doctor. She knows better than any insurance company. She knows better than any of those experts out there with Munchausen by proxy. No, guys, just listen to Bree. She is she has a doctorate for everything, and she got it at the school of Hard Knocks or something like that. Anyways, moving on. They welcomed their daughter, Aurora, in December 2024 and moved in together in June 2025. As for whether they're looking to expand the family, Blanchard said she would love to give Aurora a baby brother. Well, that's a nice thought, but usually when you conceive, you don't really get a choice. What if she ended up with a baby sister? Are you gonna be unhappy with that? I mean, again, I'm gonna say this again. This is just my opinion. Ken, Gypsy, no more procreating, okay? From everything we've seen with Rod and everything we've seen with you, it's just like we don't need any more Rod Blanchards. We don't need any more Gypsy Roses running around the landscape. I've said that before, all right? Just cut that family tree down. Let's cut that branch down, please. No more procreating. It's like we already know, like Gypsy, Ken, eventually Aurora is going to know that she was conceived out of adultery. And, whether you think that's a big thing or not is up for, I know you're going to downplay that as much as possible, but, that's the truth. It's just like, mommy was married to another man when she went and, got knocked up down the street. So, she's going to find that out on her own eventually. No matter how much you try to gaslight her over the years or throughout her upbringing, she's going to know the truth. And on top of that, all these tabloids, it's just like, it still really, really sickens me after reading that book My Time to Stand, and the X-rated material and graphic detail that's in that book, why Gypsy would say this is a book she would want her own daughter to read. That just disturbs me to no end, because those of you that have read that book know what kind of smut is in that, and who would want their own daughter to read that about their own mom is just sickening. I'm sorry. You need help. Gypsy, you need help. I certainly hope that you change your mind about wanting your daughter to read this, or you dedicating it to her, because that's creep factors to whole new spectrums. I don't even want to like think about it. Anyway, she says, as of right now, we have not made any solidified plans. We hope to do IVF sometime in the near future. IVF treatments. Why IVF? Is there something maybe genetically going on that could cause medical problems similar to ones that maybe you had? Maybe you weren't just pretending to be sick after all. Maybe you actually had something wrong with you. I wonder what that was. But right now, all our focus is on Aurora. Well, correct. That's the only child you have. But you can dream, I guess. Blanchard explained. As for IVF, it's a way to ensure that I do not pass on my genetic condition of microdeletion 1Q21.1. Exactly. You know, it's like, especially back when she was born and when she was growing up, you know, especially as a kid, I guarantee there were probably a lot of different doctors and mom being confused about Gypsy's condition, because it was a lot harder to detect something like this back then, especially with microdeletion being as rare as it is. It's rare. You know, it's a very rare condition to have. It's got a wide spectrum of symptoms. So I can see completely where Dee Dee would have thought, you know, the symptoms might have had one diagnosis and it could have meant another. You know, that kind of confusion could have absolutely, you know, been part of the equation. But again, no one wants to talk about that because it's inconvenient with the narrative. It's inconvenient with the victimhood narrative. It's inconvenient with saying, you know what, my mom got what she deserved. Because at the end of the day, that's basically what Gypsy's trying to say. I'm the victim, and my mom got what she deserved. You know, she flip-flops on that narrative, but at the end of the day, we know what she thinks. Otherwise, she wouldn't have done it. Okay, and I believe this is the last little page. The condition, but can't take the risk for another child naturally, so IVF is our best option, and with it, we can choose the gender. We would like to give Aurora a baby brother. Okay, again, it's just like, I don't think there should be, I mean, they're already, I guarantee, struggling enough with the one child, so I don't know. I'm not sure if this is just for the tabloids or what, but I mean, again, it's just like, based on just what I've seen, it's like, Gypsy does minimal things with the baby. I mean, she did one video that I sort of covered, where she's just like making herself coffee from the bottom of a pot, by the way, yuck. And then just kind of plays with the baby in the crib. It's almost, when I saw her doing that, it kind of reminded me of like her babysitting or playing with someone else's child. It's like, I didn't see much of a connection there. It was just her just like you know, like bouncing a toy in front of her face or something. Like she was a puppy dog. I don't know, it's just weird. It's just like, I don't see like a big motherly bond with her. You know, and it's funny, you know, despite all of her, proclamations of Aurora's never going to be on social media, she thinks just because she doesn't show her face that somehow she's not on social media. No, you can still see the baby right there. You know, it still has Aurora there. Just because you bleep out her face really doesn't mean anything. It's just, it really doesn't. The baby's still the center of that video in some way. You know, so as for when this might happen, the Life After Lockup star suggested possibly the middle of next year, which would give them time to settle into these new changes. It's just like, well, wait a minute. You guys have been in the same, quote, changes for quite a while. You and Ken and Aurora, it's just been the three of you for quite a while now. So exactly settling into what? I mean, you've been in the same place you're living in the same situation, the baby's here for a while. If you're not settled in by now, I mean, what are you doing? What's preventing that? What are you spending your time doing then? I don't know. I think we just want to have a little bit of an age gap, but not too big. The Aurora is like not even one. She's going on like one, and you're already talking about IVF. It's like an age gap of what? A year and 3 months? not even 2 years. It's like an age gap, I think, is like 5 years or more. If you're not even into 1 year after having your baby and already talking about another one, you're not planning on an age gap. No, you're trying to lock this down pretty soon. So let's not even try to let's not even try to twist it into that. But not too big. I can handle a toddler and a newborn, but not a baby and a newborn, she added. Guarantee they're both, whether they're both toddlers, both newborns, or one or the other, no matter how you want to slice it, a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old, or even a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old, or even a 6-year-old and a 1-year-old, you want to put that age gap in there. There's still gonna be a handful. There's still gonna be quite a handful, into the growing process. So, having young children, especially, it's gonna be a handful regardless. You know what I mean? It's not like give it 1 year difference. Oh, like it's gonna be so much easier with a 1-year-old and a 4-year-old instead of a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old. No, chances are they're probably gonna be just as difficult. It's like I don't see how an age gap thing is gonna like lift any of the weight off your shoulders. No, you're still gonna have a lot to deal with. But you can, if you want to convince yourself it's true, go for it. Well, there you have it, guys. I'm sorry it's not anything new. I thought this was going to be some groundbreaking new stuff with Gypsy Rose and Ken Urker, dropping all the big bombshells and giving us all the tea to spill. It's just like, no, this is the same old stuff. And a lot of it's contradictory, just like everything else we read about them. But you want to know what? Okay, so Gypsy once again is speaking on both of their behalf, saying, maybe marriage, maybe not. Baby number 2, maybe, maybe not. I swear to God, these tabloids have nothing to write about. They don't. It's like they've recycled this material time and time and time again. And you know what? That just says to me that when it comes to the Gypsy Rose saga, there's not too much to write about. But you know what? I think Gypsy's going to find some new ways to embarrass herself. And I can't wait for more of that. What about you guys? What do you think?